Ladies and gentlemen, we have sold Nicholas Raskin for £17.5 million. This was not a deal I particularly wanted to do, but then RB Leipzig came in with the money and said that they were going to pay good money, and he wanted to go. I kind of had no choice. £17.75 million, which can go up to £21 million. It felt like a no-brainer to sell, especially when we can get someone in for a cheaper value than that. And we are about to confirm the signing of a player who is half that value now. So that's a good sign. And I think actually might be better than Raskin as well, which is a bit of a statement to make, but we understand why I'm going to make this statement when I compare Raskin to this player in question, who's on my short list, because I'm about to confirm the signing of Hibernian Clem right now. He's worth between £6 to £9 million. At the moment, I've agreed a deal which is going to see us pay a bit more than that, but when you look at the attributes, you see why I am excited for the whole idea. He is younger by 3 years. Yes, he's not as good as set pieces, but honestly, I don't think I particularly need him for that, especially when you realise he's going to be my DM, and Hibernian Clem is actually quite a good player. But yes, Hibernian Clem, we are about to sign for £7 million up front. It will grow up to £10.25 million over time. He does have a release clause of £10.25 million as well. And we're only paying him around 19 grand. So I don't think it's the end of the world. We're getting good money for this guy. And I think, quite frankly, for what I'm looking for, it was a defensive midfielder who could play as a deep line playmaker. He makes a lot of sense. And we can definitely do a bit of work down the line if we needed to. Even afterwards, we can do it. But let's confirm his signing first and see if he's actually as good as I think he is. But now that I've authorized the signing, I've got a match to go to. But first and foremost, I'm actually going to go over the match that we've had since we last met. So we won't go too far. Since we last met, we have gone through the entire month of January. And the first of those games was against Hibernian. And we took the lead inside 14 minutes from this effort. Antman is able to get past his man, play it across, and he finds, well, he doesn't find his teammate actually, but Bajrami gets the ball back anyway, and we lead 1-0 inside 14 minutes. But then Hibernian hit us with this. A mistake from Sterling allows Bowie in, and Bowie shoots from their own goal kick to ensure they're back on level terms. However, it didn't take us too long to get back into this game and to get back ahead. Makoma once again proving why he's a bit of a nuisance at times and showing that he is going to be a player that you will need to keep an eye on. He plays the ball across, he finds his teammate Miowski, and we now lead by 2-1. Happy days. And in the second half, we make it 3-1. Cameron finds Raskin, he plays it forward. This is one of the last games he plays for us, mind you. Raskin gets signed not too long after this game, but Makoma finds Gassama. Gassama is able to play it across. He finds Bajrami, who gets sick of the game, and we now lead this game by 3-1. A good performance. And between those two games, we signed John Tolkien for £3.4 million from Holstein Kiel. He was a player that we needed, and we needed a left back. So a good left back to join us on a permanent basis was a great bit of business as far as I was concerned. And set piece wise, very, very good player. Corners, free kicks, long throws, penalty taking. I'd already had this idea of signing him anyway, but the fact we were able to confirm the signing in between now and then was really good. And now he starts the next match. And the next match was away from home against Aberdeen, and from a Tolkien free kick, we hit them on a break. It was not particularly clean at first, and some of the passes we were making were a bit questionable at times as well, but Cameron finds Antman, he finds Miowski, he plays it back to Antman, and Antman gives us the lead. 1-0 inside 28 minutes. A really good start. And it actually took us free kick from this situation in the 71st minute to get our second goal of the game, and happy days that we did start to at least make them work. Ashgard finds Gassama. Gassama is able to play it outright to Sterling. Sterling is able to cut inside and make himself a nuisance, but he does lose the ball. However, we keep the ball alive, and Sterling does that. A good volley, and a very nice finish, to say the least. And 74 minutes in, we make it 3. Tolkien with the free kick. It actually turns into 75 minutes, but again, it's a Tolkien free kick. And it's only cleared as far away as Asgard, and Asgard shoots from the edge of the area, and that is 3-0. We're looking very strong in this position. But then it's Dow finding his teammate. Raphael's pass is intercepted, and then a counter-attack starts. Armstrong finds Shima, and I thought this was offside at first, so I didn't think much of it, but then he shoots and scores. We seem to have a lot of problems with the long ball over the top. A bit like Liverpool at the moment, actually. And we get called out a few times. And in fact, probably one of the more annoying things is we get caught on our own throw. They start a counter-attack again. And this is a bit frustrating to see this happen so often. But Aberdeen make it 3-2 from this highlight. And Kaskinen finds Lazovic, and it's a goal. It's a 3-2. And we still win, but even so, a bit frustrating. But then the next game is against Alloa Athletic in the Scottish Cup, and we kind of bullied them in this game. Honestly, I always felt bad, but we are doing long balls ourselves every now and again, which is nice. And Mioski holds the play up, finds Tolkien, who I'm actually giving a lot of first team football to, because I feel like we need to give him some first team football to help get his sharpness up. And despite the cross not being particularly great, we still make a goal from this, and it shows just how much we're able to move the ball around. And that's a good goal from Bajrami. And it's Ant-Man now on the ball, and look at what he's able to do. Keeps the ball, finds Aaron's, and we just need some people to make runs. There's Ant-Man with the run now. He's gonna get past his man. He'll cut inside, play it across, and Bajrami scores again. A good goal, 2-0. They can't get out their own half at all. Tolkien, I put a strong team up, mind you, and I realize now it's probably a bit too much, but I just want to make sure we got through. Ant-Man with that goal, 3-0. And from this highlight in the 63rd, 64th minute, we make it 4-0. And we're able to get the ball nicely up the field. Tolkien finds Bajrami, and Bajrami on his brace, don't forget, is still looking to get a hat-trick at some point. But look at how quickly we're able to get the ball out wide and then continue our runs. Tolkien is doing the role I wanted to do, and I like to think we can just do a good job here. But here's Bajrami. He's able to play the cross to find Tolkien. He goes for a goal himself, or cross, and Mioski scores. So we're now 4 up from the situation. It's a good performance here. And in the 82nd minute of the game, we do get a player getting his first goal of the season in this situation. Tavernier is on for the first time since his injury. I put him on from the bench, so I thought it makes sense to do it. But here's Tavernier running forward still. He's just able to get past his men completely easily. Cameron finds Mioski, he finds Dow, and that is it. We win by 5-0 and look really good for it. The next game we had was against Wolfsberger, and we score from this corner to make it 1-0. Diamande playing across his first game since international football, and Sutter with the finish, 1-0, early days. And it was just before the second half starts, or before the end of the first half, we get ourselves a double. We make it 2-0, and Raphael finds Asgard, and he finds Diamande. Diamande gets his second assist of the evening when he finds Max Aarons. Well, Raphael finds Aarons, back to Diamande, back to Aarons. Aarons goes for goal, and it was a good finish. And it's now 2-0 against Wolfsberger the game. We must win. But despite the fact we were trying to keep a clean sheet at the end of the day, we could not hold on to it. We could see the goal here, and a mistake for the goalkeeper allows Klinger to score. A very disappointing goal to concede, but we still win 2-1. The next game we had, there's only one goal in this game, and we scored it. Dundee, from our corner, go behind here, and this is actually the nicest we've seen a pitch in a while, honestly. There was a few glitches I've noticed in the highlights, actually, since the patch came in, or maybe before the patch, I don't know, but when you go to the full-time thing, you sometimes see the block go a bit bludgy, but we do score from this highlight. Raphael does actually lose the ball, so despite the fact we lose the ball, we get it back. Cameron gets it back comfortably. This is what we were able to do really well. Get the ball back nicely when we lose it. And yes, it's also when we're at home, but even so, we don't have to be that bad. And this is actually an area I want to improve upon. We've got a new left back. We now got a new defensive midfielder about to sign for us, who won't be able to play in this first game that we'll do at the end of this video. But Mioski finds Aarons. Aarons shows his ability, finds Cameron, and that Cameron's able to run into the box. Does lose the ball, and we get lucky, but Mioski scores. It's 1-0 thanks to a rebound. And the last game we had before we came back to you was this game against Freiburg in the Europa League. And at this point, I kind of felt we were safe anyway, so we didn't really need another victory, but I wanted to do so well either way. Nice beat us in the league phase earlier, and it's the only home defeat we've had. I'd like to keep a second very good team at bay. And we actually take the lead inside the first 15 minutes. Diamande is able to find the back of the net with that shot. I was a bit shocked to win in, honestly, but Sterling gets the assist. 1-0 against Freiburg. However, despite everything, from their own kickoff, Freiburg actually has back Gunther. He's able to play in the middle, and Haller scores, so didn't last very long on the lead, did it? 60 minutes in, it's already 1-1. And in the end, the first half, we go 2-1 down. We do get the ball back briefly, but then we concede it again, and Suzuki is able to make a run, not get challenged, and Ari is able to cut inside and shoot and score. This is not great defending from our point of view. We should do a lot better generally. And in the second half, things went from bad to worse because we conceded after letting Weinberg get the ball back here, and this was not great. I saw some moves they're trying to do, and this ball over the top to find Haller was just inviting trouble, and when they are able to do that kind of pass and get through like that, it was never going to go well. We're 3-1 down against Freiburg now, and I thought, well, this is over for us, isn't it? Surely. Despite looking like it was going to go against us, and despite the fact it didn't look like anything was going to come from this move, we do equalise eventually. And I'm going to keep this long highlight going because I want to show you what we do, and it's interesting to see just how well we were able to work this. There is a difference in the highlights I'm so not used to these days. It's just how long they go. But Kasama finds Chimiti, and this is a really well worked goal when you take into consideration just how much went into it. And like I said, I thought the game was over in the 55th minute. We equalise in the 90th minute of the game. And I was a bit shocked we could, because I thought the game was done, dead and buried. And we get the ball back. Sterling finds Kasama. He finds Bajrami. He finds Diamande. Diamande is able to get back to Bajrami. He finds Kasama, who turns really well, mind you. He shoots. Keeper should do better there. But we equalise. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. And that was the last game we had. So 4 home games in a row. We won every game apart from that Freiburg game, and we probably got a bit lucky to get the draw, but we're looking good. And in the league phase, we finished in 20th place. We actually looked comfortable in the end, 4 points clear of any danger of dropping out. Red Star going out was a bit of a shock to me. Hibernian were knocked out too, so there's that. Wolfsberger knocked out. Braga getting knocked out was a huge shock though. I thought they were able to go through comfortably. So yes, there was a few shocks in there. And I thought to myself, oh, there's no way we're going to get a bad tie, right? Yes, because we were in the bottom 8 of the group. I thought, oh, if we were going for what they did last year, we'll get a good, potentially nice tie. We'll probably actually get Lyonnais, honestly. And in a way, it was probably not that bad. The fact we're only 1 point away from a top 5 finish is kind of remarkable if you think about it. But yeah, I think, in fact, Freiburg got 7th place. Says it all, I think, but I thought we'll survive and have a good tie. No, we don't. We get Nice. So if you look at the things we could have got, Bologna, Roma, Ludogorets, Lyonnais, Sigma Olympic, Feyenoord, Utrecht, and Nice. Sigma Olympic and Ludogorets would have been the 2 teams that I'd won, and we didn't get either. So there's that. So, Nice, who we did lose to already in this competition. And a quick reminder, it was at Nice. We took the lead, but then lost by 2 goals to 1 anyway. So, hopefully with the first game being at home, we can win. Hopefully. That being said, we're going to take on Hibernian again. This time in an actual video. And look at the points between ourselves, Celtic and everyone else. It's 19 points clear of Hibernian. If we beat them, we've got 22 points clear 3rd place and 3 points clear of Celtic, who have won every game since we beat them, but then again so have we, so maybe that's not the end of the world here. Anyway, let's have this match. We need to rest Diamande, I just realised, because he's not fit. Oh boy, I need to fix this. Hold on. So this is going to be my lineup. Butland, Aaron, Sutter, Dejaga, Tolkien, Rothwell, Cameron, Bajrami, Antman, Ashgard, and Chimiti. I could bring more back. I know I could bring him back, but he's only fit for 45 minutes. Chimiti's fit for 75 minutes, which is why he's starting. And my bench is looking okay as well. We've got Tavernier and Sterling there. So Aaron's just kind of earned his spot in the first team right now. I know he's a loan signing as well, but I could just do a lot of damage if I wanted to. And I'm confident that my team is going to do a good job here. So let's see how we do against Hibernian today. Okay, so Ashkar's on the ball. And I like to think we're going to get the opening goal here. But here's Bajrami, finds Chimiti, turns to find Cameron. Here is Aaron's now. This could be a fun little game to watch, couldn't it? As we get the ball back anyway again. Cameron, Rothwell, who's probably going to play his last game as a starter, and that's offside. It looked offside even for me. God damn it, guys. What are you doing? So Hibernian have a throw now. And I didn't show the end of the thing and show that it was offside. I just didn't feel like I needed to. But Hibernian on the ball. If we can get the ball back, that'd be great. Don't let them have a shot. Even better than McGrath. Lose that to Rothwell. But only as far as a bitter. Don't tackle him now. There you go. That's fine. I don't mind those sort of shots at all. Anyway, here's the ball now. Rothwell, Bajrami. It's not the best pass, is it? And they can now hit us on the counter if they really wanted to. And here's Boyle. What a pull, by the way. Too much time and space for him to work with, though, mind you. Aaron's should do better here. It's blocked. That's a goal. That's an own goal. What are we doing, guys? Did my defender, the Jajo, just kick the ball against butt and he could do nothing about it? Where was the communication? Come on, guys. Boyle. I mean, Aaron's just blocked this. It's just unfortunate it's still got to Button anyway. And then that's just comical defending. I'm sorry. That's kind of sad how bad that's got him. Okay. Despite the fact we've had the match momentum, it's only been Hibernian highlights we've seen so far. We need to get this back. Here we go. Rothwell. Aaron's. The only highlight of ours we've seen has been an offside goal. And what are we doing? Aaron's! Wake up! That is bad. Why are you letting yourself get intercepted like that? That's really poor from you. You're better than that. Okay. Tolkien is on the ball with the throw. And here's Bajrami. Tolkien. Bajrami. And Rothwell on the ball now. Bajrami. We can work with this nicely, I like to think. Cuss, really doing good jobs here. That should be a goal. Jimmy's is equalised. Thank God. Alright, we're back on level terms. I know they're calling for offside. This is definitely on. You can tell by the fact it's actually showing who scored and who's assisted. That's when you know it's onside. And if it's not onside, that would not be shown a turn. Look how tired my players are, by the way. Good lord. I didn't realize how tired my players were getting. But still, equaliser just before half time. That is much better. At what point... Sorry, at what point did they need to ask for the offside? That is one of the worst calls I've ever seen. I'm sorry. The fact they need to check that on VAR. What is wrong with these people that they had to check that? Sorry, I should not be ranting about that. That's just annoying to me. We're going to see the first half of the second half, and I'm hoping that we are going to get a goal here. We should be anyway. Here's Antman, and now it's Aaron's on the ball. I like to think we've got an opportunity to do something productive here, as Antman is on the ball. And plays across to Cameron, plays across to Chimiti, and Bajrami. We're back in front. Well, we're in front for the first time. That's good. We lead. 2-1. Thank God. I'm still not over the own goal, by the way. I'm sure you could tell I'm a bit annoyed by that, but there are some things I don't like seeing. That's my team's losing stupidly. But at least we're leading now. And that makes me feel better about it. We've got a corner now. Tavernier is on. He's replaced Aaron's, and I'm happy we've got the opportunity. We've got two good set-piece fullbacks now, which is very useful to have. And here is Cameron on the follow-up. He goes for goal. He's hit the post. We could have been 3-1 up. Okay. That's unlucky. I'd love to know why this is still continuing on as a highlight. But here is Salinga. Finds Cadden. Not exactly hard to find him when there's nobody out there to really mark him. Chaiwa. Oh my God, that's a pass and a half. And they're going to get a goal, aren't they? No, Butland denies. Actually makes a save. Good job. Good job, Jack. Good job. And that should have been a goal. 100% should have been a goal. And despite that late scare, we win. Thank God. So, we are now top by 3 points again. Happy days. And we're about to confirm our signing. And that's now officially confirmed. Hibernian Clem is here. Is it Clem or Chem? I actually don't know. But look, his release clause at 10.25 million. It's not ideal. That's literally the same as his current fee. But, oh, he's worth it. I think he's worth the money we just outlaid for him. And we can get a new contract afterwards. That's even better. We're paying him 22.5 grand a week, but I think, quite frankly, he might be worth that. But that being said, I am going to end things here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys like and share this video, and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. What do you think of my transfer business that I've done? I think I've done a good job personally making money and bringing some good players in for what I'm looking for. And I hope we can do more in the future. But anyway, until next time, with 14 games to go, let's try and win the league. But until then, goodbye and well, good night.